tukuma ebiseera twogera ku nsonga eziyinza okukulaakulanya obulamu bwo in matters of emotional health. Ekigambo emotional health ntegeeza ebirowoozo byo enneewulira. Asite owulira ekigambo emotions, energy in emotion, wano ne wano tubigatta wamu. So Love Guide Council is our way of life and your emotional wellness is our passion. Ladies Guide, gwe mulimu gwekola. In case it's your very first time or to watch me on this broadcast or on our YouTube channel, Mariam Naguja, I'm a counseling psychologist, I'm an author, I'm a life coach, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm so passionate in matters of emotional health as pertaining women affairs. So if you're watching this replay on YouTube, be part of us, subscribe to the channel, watch more of these videos in the future for your emotional growth. In case you're on Facebook, like, follow Ladies Guide, Mariam Naguja, for emotional wellness. That's what we do here. So, buli lwakutaano mbadiramu tubeera wano ku ssaawa 11. It's a commitment I made, and we give value. We give value out of this content, and we make sure that everybody who watches this show abaunga afunye answer. I don't leave anything there. I give everything as it is. So Mariam Naguja is my name, and my passion nga bwe mbagambye kuyigiriza abantu kusomesa, but basically in emotional affairs. Sheraton Hotel is one of our partners in this, and they have a lot of packages. Nja kuba mbasomerako emu kwemu as time goes on, and golabe gy'ojjamu gy'oyigiramu. So we have Yes I Do package. Let's make your wedding, your dream wedding, a reality. Oyina bw'oyagala okuwasa, oyagala kufumbira, n'abagambe tebabawasiza mu hotel. Frequency, energy, vibration. Omuntu gyakusanga yengeri gye mukomamu. So omusanga ku Facebook bigira ku Facebook, wakusanga mu corridor bijja kugwera mu corridor. Twagala bigwere ku Sheraton Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel, very passionate in services pertaining your emotional affairs, especially women, and there's always something for everyone. Gwe kyonna kyoyagala giranga wujje jangu nga bw'oli, they'll take care of you. So every evening after work, just take a tour there. There are a lot of things. You can have a kachai, you can have a Rolex and pizza, you can have nyama choma, you can have pizza and salads, a lot of it. Basically, for your emotional wealth. Enewulira. Mwe muddawo mukweza munnaku. Enensi ojja omulungi tokomawo. No one will ever be Mariam again. Never. On planet Earth. As I go, as I come, I'm one. So, enjoy yourself, okay? When you still can. Ebizibu tebijja kugwayo. Half of your life is problems. So you will not solve all of them. So take time and enjoy yourself. Come at the Sheraton Hotel. They will treat you well, and then you have a very nice, memorable experience. Twinner program. I work with Focus International. It's an organization in women and youth. We give empowerment programs for the youth, for the women, and basically we make sure that you live a fulfilling life. Yes, we empower you. We empower you for greatness. So we are having a counselor's masterclass program where we are training life coaches, we are training authors, we are training public speakers, we are training leaders, politicians, anybody who is a woman and you're interested in leadership in any of your chosen field. Jangu tukusomesa. So in this class, we are doing what they call mindset change. Tukumenya wanu netukuteleza netukujjamu ebizibu bya 1962 netukuteeka ku .com generation 2021 ubeere ng'oli current. You can be stuck in 1980 nga tuli mu 2021. So we do mindset change to fit you in the current circumstance. We do public speaking skills nga we mundaba display. We do presentation skills to get what you want from the audience. We do reading and writing skills. We train you in groups, 5-5. It is amazing. If you don't join the program, it's your loss. Because in life, you learn in two ways. You learn from your own mistakes you make, or you learn from mistakes of others. So in Focus International, we shorten your learning curve. So when you take a guide, a tour through us, you can end where you want it to be. So we help you discover your calling in life. We help you discover who you are. Tukuzukusa. Hey, awakening. Life is about awakening yourself. So be part of this program. Anyone who wants the program, WhatsApp. My number is always there. They can write it. It's everywhere on social media. Just WhatsApp me and tell me your interests. We on the cover what you're interested in. So the master's class for counselors, the Chigambo counselor Nabagamba, the wise one. Hey, wise. Chitegeza omulungamya oluganda. Tosobola kulungamya nga kuwonyiro ebisi. You can't kulungamya when you don't have the eye to guide others. So we give you the skill. That is what is happening currently, and it's what we are working upon to see that we elevate another generation of powerful women who will talk, who will wake up. Love is good, but don't make it a job. Okay? Don't make love a job. Love is leisure. Okay? You relax from there. So this is the empowerment program to shape your mind, to shape in the one, managing emotional affairs as well as success, and that is success. Thank you so much. Commercial break. So previously, which you were there, February 2021, February the month of love. Hey, Valentine twaziria, ebirabo twabigaba twabifuna, ebugwagenze. Now March, women's month. Guno mwezi gw'abakyala. So omukyala waba mwezi guno nga tuweekozeeko mulimu nabagamba life doesn't give you chances. It gives you one chance. And the second one will come, but not like the first one. So if you move in seasons and cycles, that's what they call growth. Okay? So growth is not a lump sum of a big ball. Growth is the small steps you take in your life. The small steps you take in your life. Bw'ogattagatta obuntu obwo kyekigatta kiwaita success at the end of the year. So thrift, ekigambo THRFT, is the building block of success. Don't look at the whole thing. Okay? So February wejja treating engabo egweko. March, what are you going to do to yourself as a woman? What plans you have? This is a women's month. Okay? If you're not growing at the pace of seasons, wait in December 31st, and then you go back to your resolutions and you regret. So fitujja bayamba, tujja kubyogera, akwate, akozese, like I always said, knowledge is power, only when it's applied. If it's not applied, it's just information. So we know we want to be bagamba. If you take all this and you don't act, you are simply having information. You're informed, but you are not knowledgeable because you're not applying it. So previously, twayogerako how to set boundaries in dating relationships to overcome emotional pain and suffering caused by dating. Eno show ya coveringa okusinga abantu abali single searching oba nawe ngozeyo muzanyo gwa dating nali ntereza ndowooza okulaga ebibeera mu dating by'olina okumanya ne salo zikubira wa oleme kumaliza nga dating okola ki ogyevuma. So in that session twayiga ebintu bingi nnyo abataaliwo. Dating boundaries was defining, twabalaga the benefits of the dating season. Lwaki olina okubeera mu dating nga tonnaba kuwasa oba kufumbirwa, temubuuka level eyo, mugiyitemu mugende mu kiri ekyokuwasaŋŋana. The hiccups of dating as a season, ebizibu ebirimu twabyogerako. Twayogera about the signs okulaga nti gwe ng'omuntu toyina dating boundaries. Olabira ku ki? Twazibalaga wiki ewedde. Twabalaga deception in dating, obulimba obubeerawo, n'ekintu kye bayita character disorder, omuntu okujja mu bulamu bw'okudatinga nga ye yennyini tali responsible for themselves, n'ayagala okutika obuvunaanyizibwa ne kireeta obulumi eri obulamu bwo. Abo twaboogerako ne tubamala. Twayogera about dating and loneliness. nti abantu abamu bagenda mu dating to solve the word loneliness, yet dating does not solve the word loneliness. Era nabalaga lwaki nti omuntu olina okugenda datinga, you can only get a relationship when you don't need it. Desperation kills the whole thing. Nabalaga byolina okukola okugoba loneliness. What can you do when you're feeling alone? Twayogera nti your relationship with God must be you must form relationships outside of your dating spree. Have friends, family. Don't make your date responsible for your everyday. You'll be desperate and you'll lose the date. So nembalaga nti mugenda mu activities, be in sports, do things you love. Occupy your calendar that your date may not be your last option. Okay? To umutekako obuvunanyizibwa ati naye awugenga asitowereddwa amala akoleki adduke. Twabyogera wiiki ewedde ataaliwo video baja uploadinga ku the YouTube channel Mariam Nagoja, the ladies guide ojja gisangayo, genda olabe. Era twamaliriza twogedde about high emotional investment. Bwe mwedatinga mwewale nnyo okuteekamu ebintu ebinene nga tonnaba kubeera committed mu kintu kye balita relationship. Ezo twazoogerako, twayogera okusiga omutima, n'osigamu obudde, n'osigamu amaanyi go, n'oleka bye walina okukola byonna n'oweteekamu ki relationship, n'oteekamu ne ssente. Ezo twazoogerako naye nazo zibeeramu, n'oleka all valuable relationships n'obagoba, n'osigaza date w'omuntu ogwo gye bigwera nga tatuukiriza naye ate nga nebiri wabigoba, so which can cause disaster in the dating ring. So twamaliriza nga tusummarizing nti dating involves a lot of risks. Okumanyigana n'omuntu, okwekwana, mulimu risks nyingi, era olina okwesafeguardinga from this risk by having what? Boundaries. Gwegwali omulamwa gwolunako. Era twayogera about identity theft, ne tubalaga how you lose your values in dating, you lose your freedom and responsibility. Byonna mulina okubimanya. Bw'omala okutegeera boundaries za dating n'ebigenderako, nze ngamba omaze okufuna obufumbo bw'essanyu. Kubanga ogenda kuyingira mu bufumbo nga ebintu biri clear. Babagamba mbu love tebagisomesa. That is in Africa. In the Western world, it is a philosophy. A full course. Hey, full course number I majored in relationships. So when you talk about relationships, it is what things that we have to obulamu bwaffe. So omuntu yategeera kye twayogerako wiiki ewedde ng'oli mu dating, osuubira okudatinga, ne bw'oba olina speed waliko walinnyako ekigere gonooga akansooke neetegereze. Amagezi siruzi nti bagandi basena temukyerabira. It is not a well that people go to get. It is only few people who are chosen to get it. It is the only thing money can't buy. It can buy you books, but not wisdom. Okay? So if you're getting these things, nga kyolimu oyambiddwa so much. Because waliwo abatasobola bifuna oba tebabimanyi na bimanya by the way. They make dating as if nyingira mfuluma wenjagalira, and that's why your life is in pain. I told you, all relationship troubles in life begin with mismanagement of an emotion called love. It is easy to lose money and you make it again. It is easy to lose money and make it again. Money is easy to make, yet having a perfect relationship is the most difficult thing. Yet it even doesn't involve money. Okay? So it's what was from relationships. Njagala mujewo endowooza egamba nti tebabisoma, endowooza ya Africa nyeyo. Bino tebabisomesa nyingira buyingiza n'enfuluma, waliwo philosophy. Nothing under the planet Earth doesn't have laws. Tekiriyo. Because the universe yakola ebintu byali ebijjagala amateeka gaabyo. Kati gw'ojja n'ogavoola kubanga togamanyi tekikugisaako kye. Musango bw'oyingira mu muzannyo ate mwana wattu abalala bajja kujja. Universe tefiirwa abantu ekyazaala generations endala, and that's how you will be judged. Otegera nga ka spirit ko kakomawo ku earth kubanga kigamba kalina unfinished business, togenda na kugenda okomawo wano, then you repeat in incarnation. Njabbi basomesa. So it is to be knowledgeable, because what knowledge does, it serves you that long journey of ambiguity, of okubanga tomanyi kituufu kyekiriwa, and that's the essence of the ladies guide. It is open up your eyes to reality. Mariam Naguja once again, yenzo mukyala ayogera ku love mu philosophy, si mu bigambo bugambo. Today, olwaleero, How to build a healthy relationship with your spouse. Abafumbo abagenda okufumbirwa, abasuubira okufumbirwa, obanga obufumbo owulira it is your passion. Okay? Okyetaaga. This is your show. How to build a healthy relationship with your spouse and boundaries in dating. Ensalo ozikuwa otya n'omuntu nga mwafumbiriganwa awo wasinga obuzibu. So we are going to go through this show. By the end tujja kulaba gojja kola judgment eriyo kyonaalondamu tekijja okukolera. Ntera okubantulira nga mbagamba there are 5 dimensions of human management. Life managing a business. Obulamu bulina management. It doesn't fall by accident. Everything is planned. If you don't plan it, abanabaje bali abaja planning a life. Abagamba bijja kusira bigenda. That's how we live. I don't judge anyone. But if living a fulfilling life is your need, ngajalo udi okyetaaga, I would think knowledge is the beginning part. Okumanya. As tomala okumanya, life is easy. Otambulira mu bikwate. So life has 5 dimensions. Is just by mangu. Physical, najibagamba, omubiri gwo, abakajja, nchibadiramu. Physical dimension, omubiri gwo. Mental dimension, information gy'oyingiza mu mutwe gwo. Buli kiyingira wano kirina okubanga kikuza bulamu bwo. Man doesn't grow with food. Kulya mmere kugejja. That's not growth. Growth comes from the mindset. Wano. So which books do you read? Which programs do you watch? Which movies do you watch? Everything that goes into your mind affects your growth. Either you get stunted growth, you get no growth, or you're dying every day. Either way, you're feeding your head. That is the mental dimension. The financial dimension talks about money. And each of these dimensions has an expert. Each of these has an expert. After financial, we have social dimension. Associations, associates, love relationships, friends and family, family parenting, work career, emotional wellness. You never go under social. It's a very wide subject. Very, very wide. And the essence of social relationship is where happiness originates. Don't forget. Happiness lies in simplicity of life. Happiness is not how much you have. It's not how many things you have. It's not how powerful you are. That is not what defines happiness as a word. So if happiness comes from simplicity, and simplicity lies in the social relationships you build with the people around you, your co-workers, your co-partners, your friends, your marital partners, your dating partners, your anybody you relate with is the origin of your inner happiness. Isn't that amazing? As simple as that. Just kumanya kituka nogamba nti enkolagana yange n'abantu basiteterera essanyu mbandimaze. So make yourself peaceful with everybody. That's the rule. And you cannot have peace with everybody when you don't understand the social dimension, when you don't understand social intelligence. Woba togitegedde abantu bagenda kufukira abazibu ate ojja kuba ogamba abantu bazibu naye nga gwe muzibu because tolina information. When you understand the social dimension and how to relate successfully with your fellow human beings, life is simple. Don't forget, it is the people you relate with who take you wherever you go. You can become who you are by the people you in close association. Your social dimension. Kati awo nze wensinzirirawo. Mwemulirawo byonna bye tuliyogerako byonna okuva kati ne maaso ndi ku social dimension. Eno wammanga waliwo ba owner. Akasembayo waggulu the spiritual dimension. Yonayita ba expert baayo. Enkolagana yo ne Katonda, enkolagana yo n'omwoyo gwo, enkolagana yo n'ebikwetoolodde. Bwe byogamba ebitalina bulamu, emiti, ebimuli, enkoko, embwa, anything which is around you in your environment, you spiritually aligned with it. Lack of that, still, it leads to unhappiness. So the spiritual dimension nayo yesembayo waggulu. Naye tosobola gituukako, toterezeza bino biri wansi. Gwe mulwadde, gwatategeera wano. Sente zikuchankalanyeko, social abantu obakooye, spiritual dimension you disconnect immediately. Ne Katonda agamba excuse me, genda wetereze. So it doesn't matter how much you pray. As long as you don't have right social relationships with people. Spiritual dimension tujiri wala ebyo sijja kubanyonyola nnyo kagurafa ako nja kuba nkanyonyola buli kaseera nja bajjukiza nti obulamu bwe bukyankalanye kebera socially ndi ntya, financially ndi ntya, mentally biki byenyingiza wano, physically am I healthy, spiritually newulira ntya, that is where balance of life is. And the amazing fact is you don't need 100 in everything. You just need 20, 20, 20. You just need to balance all of them and you pay attention to them. If you are 100 in one and you're 0 elsewhere, you will find that the 0 will compensate for the 100. You will still not be happy. If you're very rich but socially poor. If you're socially rich but spiritually poor. You're spiritually rich but physically you're sick. Those things don't balance up. So those are the dimensions of life management. Pay attention to them. That is where the origin of life is. And balance in life. So, how to build a healthy relationship with your spouse? Pay attention. Pay attention because marriage is the only field where you enter and you've entered. And if you're coming out, we need to know. The whole world needs to know. So you cannot be married until when you're ready. It's not a test drive. They don't test drive marriage. Let me marry you and you test in. No. You make a decision, you are in. So you need more of mentorship programs because what you're in is for a long haul. It's not a one-day thing. It's not 2 years. It's not 3 years. It's for divorce is man's initiative, not God. God doesn't talk about divorce. All he knows that when you marry, you make a covenant, you're in it. Anyone who breaks a covenant, they can break anything else. So that commitment at heart, the covenant, is what makes you successful in other areas. Meaning, you cannot marry and divorce, and you say you can keep a commitment elsewhere. I know it's not easy. I know everything may be in a mess. That's why we are going through all these programs to prepare your mind that when you're in it, you are in it. It may be a small thing. When it's actually worse and it is beyond the limit, don't just jump out. You need advisor first. Because marriage is a covenant. So if you're watching this podcast, 1, likely marriage is important to you. 2, maybe you're happily married and you want to keep on growing with your partner. Maybe you have some minor problems and you need to solve them. Maybe you are single and you're preparing to be married. Maybe you are divorced and separated and you don't want to make the same mistakes to your new relationship. So if your desire and prayer is to be with someone forever, for a lifetime, to be committed to one person who you will share your life with, that is your desire, and you're here, life begins today. Hey, Mariam Sisaga, I make a commitment, I deliver. You'll make your judgment at the end of this. So, Bobodi Mubichievo, Ngoli part of this podcast, listen attentively. Binebya bafumbo ngenda genda mpola. Ebya dating to work, dating yaka, everyone is like, but when it comes to marriage, it is not one day. It's a covenant. And with covenants, we treat them with respect. So, we begin with the quote. Flip boundaries. In salo bofumbo. Ozikuba wa ziyambachi. Lwaki tulina zikuba? Otegera otya nti ensalo bofumbo zifudde. Tewazikuba oba zeetaagisa. Bw'oba tewazikuba mu ntandikwa ozingiza otya wakati? Lwaki abantu bayinza okwewasa mu mukwano nga gwaka bwe guti ensalo zeetera wa? Zo ze ziki? We are going to learn all that today. And by the end of this session, it is your decision. Like I already said, I am a guide, not a guarantee. Kukubira woyita, guide yakulaga nti yita wali but I don't guarantee you anything. The guarantee comes from you, the knowledge you take, how you act on it, and the results you're going to get. That is not my responsibility. That is your personal initiative. So if you take all this information and you don't act on it, you just took information, you are informed, but not knowledgeable. That's the difference between knowledge is power and knowledge with action. So, and things don't change in the marriage until the spouse who is taking responsibility of what is not theirs decides to say or do something about it. Tewali kigenda kukyuka. Ng'oli mu bufumbo, nga byokola si by'olina okukola, nga wa taking a responsibility etali yo, kubanga otidde okwogera, tewali kijja kukyuka mpaka gwe wennyini ali mu kifo ekyotalina kubeeramu ng'osazeewo n'ogamba nedda wali weetaagawo ensalosalo kambeeko kye njogera. Nothing will change. Akonjaga kabanyigire mwoyo. And things did not change. Ebintu ebigenda kukyuka in a marriage until the spouse who is taking responsibility of what is not theirs decides to say or do something about it. So bw'osirika oli mulongo hall n'osirika emyaka gitambula maaso eyo kituuka nga kirina kwabika bwabisi. It doesn't matter how long you're going to stay in that. So kyembawo olwaleero gwe mutima omugumu okuyimirira for truth, because marriage is not a joke. You've closed out many things in life to keep this one person. You've closed out many options to be with this one person. You've made a covenant between God and man and the people who saw you for this one person. So that is treated as sacred. It is holy. They don't play in marriage. So for the very first time, kansala mugenda mulaba nga taseka na kuseka. Bwe njogera ku marriage, ne face ekyuka. Hey, bino tebabizanjiramu. Dating tuseka. Naye wano ku marriage, buli kigambo kiri calculated. So, remember, to have a healthy relationship with your spouse, you need to be happy with yourself first. Abafungo. You need to be happy with yourself first before you make your partner happy. Omuntu nga mufumbo nga tayize kusanyuka nga ye amenya munne, kino kibagamba omusomo gwaffe guwedde. Lwaki ojja tandika okubanja munne essanyu yatagenda kuwa lyatasobole kuwa, if not alikuwe mu ngeri gy'otayagala. So being happy with yourself is the first step of having a healthy marriage. Nti munno omutiko obuvunanyizibwa obutonotono nakibagamba nga tomuteekako obuvunanyizibwa bwa kumusanyusa, omuntu asanyusa munne. We are just companionship. But happiness is a spirit actually given by God, not man. So if you learn to be happy yourself, kijja kwangu okukulira ekinga n'omuntu omulala. That is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Therefore, boundaries zengendo basubiza zigenda kuyamba to keep yourself happy. Mulaba gye tulaga. The boundaries are going to make you happy, such that you don't put strain on your partner. Essanyu lyange lijja mukyala wange, essanyu lyange lijja mwami wange, otandika okumuteekako obuzito atuuke ekiseera bwe nga azitowereddwa okusanyusa. Ate teweewanga avunaanyizibwa okusanyusa muntu mulala, togenda butuukiriza. You are man. You are man. So if you're a human being, you are not responsible to make another person happy. That is a choice you should make. Kitegeeza nti omuntu alina kukkiriza kusanyuka within themselves. If they don't know what makes them happy, it is hard for you, no matter how much you give them, kebajja kufuna sanyu. So itakubanja amasanyu. Esanyu lyange lijjamu gwe akantu ako mujja kutta abantu. Gata likuwadde olirinde emyaka gitambule 40 years. Gata likuwadde. Ate ogambe they duped me. So boundaries atwogerako olwaleero. So what are boundaries in marriage? Chechi. Bwe ngamba ensalosalo mu bufumbo, what am I trying to mean? njagala muwandiika awo sawuya. Limits partners set to protect their marriage and themselves from exploitation and manipulation. Nchidamu. Limits partners set muababi to protect your marriage and yourselves from manipulation and exploitation. Lwaki? If you're going to live with someone forever, and it is indeed forever, kitegeeza nti anything that is manipulative and exploitative, omuntu munno wakitegeerera bw'ati, the relationship has been destroyed. Kitegeeza nti enkolaganawo yo ne partner olina okuba very careful to be free of exploitation, money, because they will know. It doesn't take whether it is 20 years from now, they will know. And the day they know, it is the end of the whole thing. Yes, it may stay and they may be there, but you've lost that emotional connection and the relationship between the two of you. So boundaries, zigenda kubayamba, nti ziyamba gwe na ye, ebintu benka bitambulira mu harmony. Harmony is the way of the universe. Without harmony, we cannot operate in any endeavor. By the way, not only marriage, even workplaces, even in building teams. I was teaching one of my classes. By the moment harmony is gone, we are not going anywhere. Better even finish it there, because it will never get fruits. Harmony in relationships is the foundation of success and growth. So when a marriage lacks a harmony, nga temuli harmonious, kitegeeza omu ku mmwe Mariam n'ebiseera ate naye naye Mariam biseera, it will still end with rocks. So boundaries zitegeeza zibayamba obutayingira mu kantu ako kadisharmony. So they help you to draw a line between you and your partner. How good is that? So boundaries, nabagamba nga tuli mu nyanjula introduction, nti these are like personal properties. When you get kigambo ensalo, think about ensi, think about a house, think about a plot of land, nga bagamba nti okoma wano munna atandikira wali. Kitegeeza mukobi akabuyo. Oli waabuuka nadde, ng'ogamba naye wano nga ndaba obuuseewo era muyinza ogenda mukaayana. So when we are relating with human beings, we are individuals. I don't want to stress that even more and more. Nachogera danchizeemu, to much as we are married, the individuality doesn't cease. It is not taken away by a ring. It's not taken away by a piece of document we have signed. It is not taken away by the vows we make. Kitegeeza buli omu ali unique. Even if they are twins, they're unique. So when you want to be individual, kitegeeza you must respect another person's individuality by understanding them. Someone likes loud music, another one likes it slow. Somebody is a fast talker, another one is a slow talker. We are different people, but we are joined. Yeah? And of course, opposite sides, you know that. Mariam, someone talks a lot. Someone is quiet. And they're happy. That's how they are. So, boundaries in marriage are property lines which define who you are, or who we are, who we are, what we are responsible for, and what are our limits. Kubanga bw'ogenda ku mulimu ne bagamba nti entebe yiiyo ogenda kukola nga CEO, ne batagamba by'ogenda kukola mu ntebe eyo, oli waddembe okola emirimu gyonna nga totegedde, oba okola emirimu egiri under, oba okola ebitakusaanidde kubanga tebaakuspecifyingira. So zino boundaries zikuyamba okutegera who am I? I'm the wife. What am I responsible for? And what limits should I have? Nagambye ebikusanyusa tebinsanyusa. We are two different people, but what makes you happy may not make me happy. But we need to find a meeting end. To know about to meeting here. And then we make a win-win situation. So the importance of boundaries, or mugaso wa boundaries mu bufumbo, is to create a healthy relationship. When ngamba ekigambo healthy, nga wogamba my body is healthy, temuli mburwadde sikolola. It is a relationship enkolagana yammwe ababiri. Nga teemu kali akantu ka disharmony. Disharmony. A wife and a husband can do a lot. They can do a lot if they only work together in spirit. Nga bakwataganye. Bayinza okukola ebintu bingi. But the moment you disagree, that is the beginning of the shatter. So when I talk about boundaries creating a healthy relationship, I'm trying to mean nti muntu oli abeera happy. Afuna essanyu ne yeesanyusanga ye kubanga ebimukolera abigambe, naawe ofuna essanyu gy'oli kubanga byakola by'omukolera takuyingiddemu naye tomuyingiddemu, and you're still together. Boundaries in marriage. So they help you to build healthy relationships, to live a balanced lifestyle, to have spiritual growth in the marriage. Nabagamba marriage is a spirit. Two people getting married is beyond just a brown woman with a dark man or a dark man with a brown. It is beyond physical looks. Two spirits are joined in spirit and truth to walk one journey. I can't work. It is not a physical thing. Nabagamba love is spiritual, sex is biological. So when you talk about marriage, we are talking about love. You can't marry what you don't love. Even if you marry for manipulation, it will work against you. You had better marry for love. And love, what I mean is true, not selfish love. It has to be true, authentic. How to create that? To create that authentic love in marriage. So spiritual growth in ekuyamba to have the ability to give love and to receive it back. Boundaries zijja kuyamba. Without that, disharmony. So boundaries in marriage, simple. The property lines that define husbands and wives as individuals. Jena chimpandi kirao. The property lines that define husband and wife as individuals. Okay? So kitegeeza tuleme kwerimba, temwerimba nti when you get married, your individual has got lost. No, I don't. Because even if you try to change and to become, to get lost in another person's identity, it will still come back after some time. And you want to be you. The property lines that define, not divide. Divide couples. I didn't know. Define husbands and wives as individuals, not divide. Define. DEFINE. Mariam Nabuja, the Ladies Guide. Boundaries in marriage. How to have a healthy relationship with your spouse and have a healthy ekigambo relationship mu Luganda enkolagana. Marriage ekigambo so kijeewo teka ekigambo relationship, marriage relationship enkolagana enamu wakati wa mababi. So when you talk about marriage obufumbo, these are two individuals. We call them two, like two halves, who come together to make a whole. Kitegeeza bamala okugatingana mufuuka omuntu omu bwe kirina okubeera. You become one. That's why in Bagambe marriage is sacred. Do anything else but don't touch the marriage. It is a covenant where it is a whole. Muli babiri mufuuse whole. WHOLE. So it is a covenant. Agreement. Those who didn't watch, go to my podcast and watch last year's podcast about marriage. So you are not ready for marriage, until you're willing never to get out of it. You are not ready. I will never form you. Until you're not ready to get out of it. Kitegeeza when you enter, when you say the vows, you had better mean what you say. Tebate driving the ayobanga. kankugezemu kuzeeyo bw'ogezaamu otwala ddala era abagezaako bibuukamu ojja kulaba oyinza okumala mu kavu y'emyaka 10 emirala ng'osootinga biri ebikadde. So if you're not willing to stay in, don't get in. Don't get in. That is marriage. That's why nabagambye nti wema njogera bino n'akaseko kanzigwako ku matama kanzigwako kubanga bino ebintu biri serious, siri ebiri omuzanya kangezeko ono oyitakoze kankwate mulala ate awasa mulala unakamula emyezi 6 oli mulabidde emyaka 5 oli namukoye kati mpasaamu ono ebyo bizanyira mu marriage. You've gone in, you have gone in. Test driving nga ugana owegeza mu kuvuga emotoka teba test driving a marriage. So when you are in, you're really in. Mariam nakuja, the ladies guide. Atanda bakusharinga, musharinge, banna mubawulize ebigambo bino. We may save a life or two. Okay? So njagala paletera a term called chastity. C H A wabe wampandikirawo C H A S T I T Y. Ekigambo ekyo kikwate abatannaba kufumbirwa n'abali mu kufumbo. Chastity. Yes, Brenda, webale nnyo. Chastity. Zinabagamba buli wenzi nyamba itayo ka tam. Luli twasoma utilitarian. Luli twasoma biki? Buli nakumbalaga buli twalaga character disorder. Ngenda ba tujja gendo maliriza philosophy eno. Nga tewetagala kusoma psychology. Muwalo omuntu okuba philosophers abala. Chastity is a term gyenjagala okukozesa okuyinyonyola omwana. Nga tuna bagenda mu boundaries z'abafumbo. Chastity kitegeeza purity. Purity. Pure, but purity. When I talk about marriage and I don't talk about chastity, I've not brought out the point where Nabagambi, marriage is long term. We don't test drive people. That's why bakubuuza ddala yono gwosiimye okakasa waliwo alina kye yemulugunya. They need to know kubanga you're getting in for a long haul, and it is for mature people. It's for mature people. So when we talk about chastity or a chaste person, ye muntu alina qualities of purity and modesty. Gwachi. These are the components that we need in love. When you marry someone, when you get married to somebody, sexual relations or intimacy and emotional upbeat should be at the bottom line of your values. Why? Because omuntu oba wakalaba ochamukirira. Especially abami bachamukirira. Okuchamukirira okwo kuyinza overlooking the values a person has. So chastity eyamba okwetegereza omuntu n'olaba ebirungi ebimuliko, the values, the beliefs ebisigadde ebitakyamula nnyo naye nga bisobola okuuma enkolagana yammwe for a long time. Nga bwe nagamba nti ofuna omuntu nga tanyirira nnyo naye nga muntu w'amazima, naye nga amazima ago it is very valuable for your work, because perhaps you're a bank, you need people who are integrity. No matter how much books you have, as long as you don't have integrity, you can't work in a bank, because they need integrity as key. It's dealing with money. They're dealing with money. So chastity is a trait every person who is willing to get married, who is dating, you should have. Watching. When I talk about purity, kitegeeza nti omuntu ono alina okuba ne self-control. Self-control kitegeeza nti ne bw'olaba ekintu ng'okyagala osobola okwerinnyako n'ogasijja kiyingira. Ne bw'olaba ice cream nga bamutadde kakopo wali Maybe because you toyagala bijja noga sijja kulya ice cream because it's going to make me fat, and then you leave it, but I like it. So the three major components of chastity is purity, self-control, incorruptibility, and control of one's emotion. Mbidamu. Purity, self-control, incorruptibility, as in okubanga teba corruptinga ye muntu aina integrity. Nga asobola okugamba not even what is good. Nga teyesenamu. You can't build these values unless you understand that you need them in a marriage. Many people have made marriage defiled because buying the relationship it calls for more even purity, self-control. Because even if you're married, you will find the man more richer than your husband, more intelligent. But does that mean that you should begin again? How? So, chastity calls for a value all of us should have, even before you're in marriage. First, subside that sexual relation. So, go with purity. Usually, ngamba abantu nti owuliranga ofa olabye omwami ochankalanye mpulira nfa ngenda ddi ngamba nnyo abakyala sooka ogumiikirizeeko totekamu sexual relations. Can you wait for that? Because the point with sexual relations is that it defiles the relationship. Nti omuntu ono niwe mutuuka okufumbiriganwa obwesigwa aba takwesiga bulungi n'ebintu byayambibwa kikyokola ebweru. They already doubt you now. So chastity is the guardian of love. Bw'oba oyagala kuyingira mu love eri pure, authentic, tosobola kugiyingiramu nga tolina purity, tolina self-control, tolina control of your own emotions, you're not easily corrupted, toba capable of loving. It's very hard. Ekigambo love ne sexual relations to be away nabagamba, these are two different emotions. They all excite, but they have a different impact on humanity. So when a boy meets a girl, a man meets a girl, a lady, the first thing automatically is that attraction, which is essential. Enjoyment. So that attraction does not guarantee relationships to be long term. Until when we incorporate this value into ourselves, we cannot have long-lasting relationships. So this good feelings, sensual pleasure overtakes the whole event most of the time. And that's why many people make mistakes in marrying. And don't forget, because it is long term, the person with the bum will wake up when the bum is not there. The person with the nice legs, they wake up when they are. Perhaps the legs even, they may get accidents. So just don't look at those things as an element to love somebody. Chastity, kitegeeza zezo values eziri deep. Zoyina okusinziirako nga tonna wasa muntu oba kufumbirwa. Ate zezo value ezikuuma abantu abafumbo bonna awamu for a long haul. Bwano bajjukiza. Kubanga tubimanyi, tubiraba, naye tetubi applyinga because tebiri mu kukyamukirira. Nabagambye oli akyamuka bw'ati tomunyumiza chastity. Why is there any purity? Gumikirizaako mukwano. Sooka olinde kutujja kulaba tebagala kumanya. Chwi! And they defile the whole relationship. So it is the only virtue that opens up love. When I talk about love in marriage, see a love you're dating, love your marriage should be authentic love, selfless love, because osobokera kumacha mukyala wo n'alwala amatu nga tawulira, osobokera kumacha omwami wo n'afuna obulemu ku mubiri. Do you need to divorce them because they are incapable? So here we're having two marriages. One is having somebody who is incapacitated, afunye obuzibu ku mubiri gwe, and somebody walks away. because ekyo si kyeyajjirako. Purity teyaliwo, tebazimba that virtue. So when you talk about love in marriage, tetujoogerako nga ya dating yanjawulo. Chastity should be the foundation of true love in a marriage. Purity, self-control, control of one's emotions. You must be trustworthy because you're in for a long haul. As told you, fighting game into every na marriage begins no disorder and disharmony. So a marriage should be built on chastity as a foundation. Chastity. Kigambo kizibu naye njagenda njogera mpola mpola. Mu Luganda simanyi bwe bakiyita. Naye obwesimbu omuntu okwekontrolinga nga ne woleeta baganda b'omukazi mu nnyumba ogamba waaye kiri kiwala nga kito naye ne weerinnya ku kigere n'ogamba wano kanveewo nja kudda omuntu. You must have those characters. So self-discipline is what lacks in most of the humanity. Abantu okwebuulirira kizibu nnyo, by the way. So lack of self-control, that's why people are in dating, they have a lot of sexual pleasures and they don't even get married. Somebody has already enjoyed you. Marry what? For what? Where do you? In my book, The Ladies Guide, look at dating like a man who goes to buy a land title, pays money, they don't give you a land title, years go, then another buyer comes with a lot of money. The person has a right to sell it off. Now, put this sentence, you're giving yourself the foundation of being what? Taken for a ride. So, chastity is a virtue in marriage. To build, when you get about chastity, just think of authentic love, selfless love, purity. Omuntu afiirwa omulimu, omuntu afiirwa omwana, omuntu asookera ku makya n'afuna obulemu ku mubiri, omuntu akeera ku makya nga amaaso tegalaba, omuntu akeera ku makya nga bw'olaba si bw'ali. So kitegeeza nti when you get into the marriage nga ogendedde ku essential pleasures, enjoyment as a key, it's a matter of time. You won't be there. So kyetugamba nti you must be fully in, fully committed. So it is only chastity that makes love possible, nothing else. When you talk about love, a human marriage, it is chastity. Purity, self-control, control of one's emotions, be incorruptible, trustworthy, integrity, because a marriage is like a partnership in business. You had better be straight. When you build those values, they bring actually beauty. Zeta beauty. You become beautiful. You become attractive. Do you know what it means to be with a man who is straightforward? What do you want to do? Nga oli sure nti wangamba nti nzija abajja nja kukola kino kyategeeza. That is beauty. It is beauty. So let us use chastity as our guiding mark. Nja kibanyonyola mbulavu, nja kikolako show number. But again, how do we build that purity in love? Yes, love is conditional in this world, but when you have chastity, you can create what they call pure love. Kitegeeza nti omuntu waba akyuse kuno, it's not a right to throw away the whole marriage. So it protects love from falling into selfishness, utilitarian attitudes. Utility company they are supplying chastity. It enables you to love selflessly. Kubanga values zogendeddeko mu bufumbo oba virtues zowasirizaako ziri long term. They are not affected by change. Nabagambye omuntu akeera ku machanga. Mariam was a small girl. Look at me now, I even have cheeks. Those who saw me 4 years ago, this is another Mariam. Now, if you think that a person doesn't change, so it's essential pleasure, enjoyment, emotional upbeats foundation to keep a happy marriage. It is just for a short time. Chastity is the thing. So let's have that purity. Purity. Not withholding a sex or sexual pleasures for a long time. Values. Tunonyera ebintu ebirala ebizimba enkolagana entuufu okusinga bino ebikyamula 30 minutes and it's gone. Chastity. So without chastity, love will never flourish, for it will not be pure. Love is purity. Love is not selfish. Love is kind. It doesn't keep record of wrong. Viva more purity. Why? If without chastity we can't keep love for a long time, it is because it will be mixed with the tendency to view your beloved one. No muchala wo muwasa ngomulaba mu sexual pleasure. Kati bino basomesa abantu bannange mu kibimu ebintu ebyabasenga you people. Era kibinyo tuli mu Africa. Those things don't form the foundation of a happy marriage for a long time. Sex is just a game and it's pleasure. And everybody needs it, by the way. And even people can get it everywhere. It's offered at a pay. It's offered in dating, friendships. So we cannot use it as a foundation. As a point. It is important in the marriage, too important. But then chastity is virtue that we are targeted at building a foundation in woman. So I will expand more on chastity in one of the videos in Balage, how to build pure relationships, pure love. Relationship. So a healthy marriage should have its foundation on chastity. Chastity, dictionary. Avoiding impure acts before even you get married. That's why Baba don't have sex before marriage. That's what they're trying to mean. Ogenda kuleta impunity mu relationship ekadiwe. Mugenda tukayo nga mwami takyayagala. Why do I buy a car when I can't find milk anywhere? Ngatanga statement says, I can get milk anywhere. Why do I need to keep a cow in my house? So let us exercise some bit of self-control. Self-control. So, back to boundaries. How love is built in a marriage. As a feeling. As a feeling. Essential pleasures, but it does not guarantee a happy and healthy relationship. Chastity is the thing. You learn purity, you learn self-control, you learn emotional control, you learn to be incorruptible, you are sincere, you're trustworthy, you have integrity. Marriage is as simple as that. And they always reciprocate it back to you if they understand the people. So when you talk about boundaries in marriage, people have misconceptions. Nkubanti ensalo no muntu gwenda wasa. Namaze ya mwasa wange nze ya mwasa sula na mwasa sula meka. You see how guys brag, make a woman as if they are property. Ndi wadembo kola shena shenjagala. Gano makaga gange. It's a relationship. It's a partnership. It's not a house. It's not cars. It's a relationship. Yes, presence, banjon, chastity, the foundation of lasting marriage relationship. Kati wetwogera ku bufumbo. Ekigambo ekidako mbongo chastity. Purity, self-control, control one's emotion, oyingire mu kikyoko kakana. Mufumbo tebabukirayo kukakana oyingire mu longo hall. It's not a test drive. So these are the misconceptions we have when we talk about boundaries in marriage. One, people think that those who set boundaries in marriage, they are selfish. It is not. I told you, boundaries in marriage help you to be happy. We are settings. And you cannot make your partner happy until when you're happy. So happiness in a marriage is your self-initiative. Yes, and yourself. So and there is no way you can be happy when somebody is stepping in your bounds. So boundaries, and it's a punishment to another person. It's not a punishment. It's not a punishment for somebody who is not in chastity. Those reasons which are weak. Mukazi aina kabina namuwasa kajja kugwako bana aba akacho mwana agenda kabina kagweko osigango omutunulidde bwoti ogambe what brought me here wanongola woki. So boundaries are not punishing you, they are helping you as a marriage to maintain your individuality, to be happy each other, yourselves, and to know your limits. Because you're individuals, I always remind you. You're individuals. So those are misconceptions. Boundaries ziyamba abantu abali mu bufumbo okukuuma ebifo byabwe nga buli omu ateredde waali. And what is more important than happiness in a marriage? There's nothing more important than you being happy. That's why we are getting married. We are looking for people to have companionship with, to share life with, to but then you cannot have all that until you know how to relate with this person. You need to understand them. So before setting boundaries in marriage, first set the boundaries for yourself. We know so together. Tosobola setting up boundaries nga tuwetegedde. Biki byoyagala. How do I feel first? How do I get to communicate these boundaries to my husband, to my wife? Because you must be clear, sincere, and you must also give the reason why. Omuntu ategeera nti munnange saagala music awogana nnyo omuntu okuba gunnuma ekiro omuntu ategeere ajja kukola ekinyingi kyoyagala and you'll be in peace and harmony. So boundaries, to set them for yourself, first of all, understand your feelings. What makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. Perhaps your spouse will come out to you, teach you yourself. That's not a good thing. Other people don't mind it, but for you, you mind. That can be something you should communicate, or you have communicated it before. Nabagamba boundaries yamba nyongo ozogereddewo sizireta wakati. Omuntu eno mugamba ono nga mutandise enkolagana kyetwasoma wiiki ewedde n'omugamba munnange nze nga siri muntu wabiduula nnyo tegeera nti oli waaba agenda mubidwa takusuubira kukusanga yadnayiko okusuubira kugenda naye oba omaze okommuniketinga tajja nakwegwasa nti omuwerekera kubanga wayogera. So after understanding your feelings, you can now know what to communicate. Tegeera ebitakusanyusa tosobola kukuba nsalosalo ku kyotamanyi. Like I told you, people have different personalities. So if we are two different people. Okay? So first understand your feelings, communicate your feelings, tell them that you know what, that comic is not good because I don't like it loud because when you see, I was telling one of my class, I think it was a group. Before I employ anyone in my organization, and that has been my role, I learned a long time because in the employer, Nafuka employer and 21 years. I started business at 19. By 22, naina bakozi. Banta wanyanyo. So as I grew integrated to unless when someone comes no more yagala. Asoro ko isanga yagala. So this is what I do. When someone comes into the company, motuza nemubulira. Nemugamba, look at this company. These are our values. This is what we stand for. This is what we don't stand for. We do like this, we don't like this. We do this, we don't. This is what we expect from you. I clear up the mind in the beginning of the relationship. Lwaki sagala kutuuka maaso awo otandika okwekwasa nti sagamba. And that's why I'm in harmony n'abakozi bange. Buli abamu bakomo ne bambuzaako n'okumbuuza nabayigiriza, and I make them sign a code of conduct. Mu bye twogedde byonna ne ngamba kati sooka ogende osomemu ombuli totagenda kusobola. N'agenda n'akwata opapula n'asoma bulungi bw'ati n'asayininga ng'oyingidde endagaano. Lwaki nkikola? Nneme kubeerako headache, kugoba muntu, mumulagira, kumujjukiza. I am too busy for that. So when you come to work in my company, I have the right to know my boundaries and what I don't expect from you, so I communicate them. And I'm in peace. And when you cross them, you'll feel it that you've crossed my boundaries. And I will also tell you again. You remember what we said? Yes, this is what I don't want. Isn't that quick and simple? So the relationship becomes a bit simple. Kubanga oyogedde. But this ideology of women keeping quiet. Omwami tamanyi kyoyagala. N'osirika n'olowooza nti ye angel. Kala dda kiro wakimugambako. Abira mikwano gy'ebikiri n'abira kapiira wakimugambako. Wano nzasula amasannyalaze, nzawera abaana, nzakuleeta by'abaana wakimugambako. So if you don't set this in the beginning, you can't bring it in the middle. It's a bit hard. So nze nayiga. That's why I communicate my boundaries. I tell you what I want. I understand my feelings. I know what I don't want. I've realized myself, so I communicate with my feelings to you. It is as simple as that. So I stick to my boundaries. Si chukano. Change yoga chendegeza. Always stick to your boundaries. Ngabo yoga kuchusanga. Bobo gamba omuntu otambula kiro gwe nawe tutambula kiro. Wakyogedde ate wala wochikola boundary bonyo. So boundaries help us to stay healthy. As simple as that. So obera ng'oline munno mugenda kumala mu kintu emyaka 3, 5, 15 naye nga toyogedde by'oyagala mu ntandikwa n'atandika yo okweyisanga bw'ayagala. Whose mistake is it? You didn't communicate. So they don't know. Era bajja kugamba zisole ate era ddemu akikola. Kyenjagala is awareness of someone doing something ng'amanyi nti akoze ekintu kye bamugamba abeere nga even ali aware. That is the conscious I want. Because then I have where to begin from. Than keeping quiet and you think people are angels. Communicate your boundaries. In my book, The Lady's Guide to Fulfilling Relationship, Kanakaso, Kamundaba, Nalino Kawala Katini's, Anna Ripoti, Mokalaba, Natuka. In this book, Nabagamba, a man is like fine wine, Omsajalinga wine. He starts as raw grapes and Tandikanga Vibala. It is a woman's job to squeeze those grapes and to keep him in the dark until he matures into something you would love to have dinner with. So it's a process. You don't just enter marriage and you think if somebody is finished. It is complete growth. It is a job, actually. So stick to your boundaries, communicate them early, and you know what you want. When you know what you want and you communicate together and share and this way in the days in one of which are hyper. Kadama now forming a habit because man is habit. It's a question of habits they are built. Then the habit is as if you are just meaning wakati wa nine. Go as it wow. So therefore, boundaries act as lifeboats during the tides in the marriage. Ngabola wobera ku manzi no yamba lifeboat. I mean ogenda ku lifeboat. Nga anything happened. Ne boundaries ekuba zikuyamba nga marriage ina tides. Ogamba ne mukwano twayogera. Ojuke kinagamba. Nala gamba nti nze kikwatana kino sikigendamu. Si mateeka ngawe mulaba. It is you trying to introduce yourself ebanga nyanjula. Nabagambe you're two individuals living in one in a hole. So how do you make it a whole until when you understand each other? Muchala nagamba nsaga abakazi bambala mini kyogererewo njagala omukyala nga afuluma ennyumba nga mukyala ddala kimugambirewo so si kwambala mini n'osirika noga n'omugeya mujje twogeremuko wano mukyala wange anfugidde ekitagasa you're wasting time. I told you at the beginning of the marriage, communicate your boundaries. Tolinda wakati. So they help you and your spouse to be on the same track. Boundaries. Ezo nagamba nzikuba wezi kubira mu company n'abakozi kati baba okitega kidigirako. Because I know what relationships are. It is the foundation of life and happiness. So saga nyo bukubagano. I rather tell you and you act out of. Nengamba nagamba. So why are boundaries in marriage important? Wanogamba tekereo kushayina yoko kuja chikangasa. So one, boundaries in marriage make you responsible for your action instead of blaming on your spouse. Kitegeza buli chokola teri kwekwasa. Hii banange kakati wano bichi gwe kigwera ngo muntu awayiriza gwe yakireta kubanga temwakubansa lusalo. So it creates that thing called responsibility in a marriage. Who is responsible for what? Nagambe bwendeta omukozi mu company ne mugamba you are the CEO. Nesta buli byagenda kukola wadde mbokumalizanga mutuma ngato zange na bazinkubira dagala. The charity was job specification. So even when we are relating with our spouses, omuntu ayina okuteka responsibility. Who does what? And who should be blamed? In case things don't work out. Tukube kiri kya character disorder. Omuntu kujana shifting up blames ku bantu abalala kubanga ayagala yefule nti ye ebimukwatako. That blame shifting. And see maturity. So okuba ensalo kikuyamba okubeera responsible obeera n'obuvunanyizibwa mu bufumbo. It helps resolve conflict and avoid your partner from hurt. Kigoba obukubagana bagamba asambanga mutegeeragana ategedde kyoyagala nawe otegedde kyayagala kigoba obukubagana obwo n'ogenda omulopa buli wamu otidde omugamba ogenda omulopa walala wena ogwolaba tamanyi kufumba wena ogwolaba sirya waka mmere wena ogwolaba yakomyewo nga bukya gwageya you're wasting time. So they help you to be in control of your actions kubanga nagamba whatever you act remembering nagamba. So you live your life in a balanced way with your spouse. Alina byayagala, olina byoyagala, mwabyogerako, birikiriya. How life is more beautiful than that. Bulamu kyo obusinga obwo. Okusinga okusirika, olina steppinga mu kintu kyotayagala, ne mulanga mulwanyi, tewakyogerako. Learn to have this firm heart. Tibuwe manjogera byenjagala, I'm creating happiness for myself. As Mariam. So boundaries, they are not to limit your partner in happiness or to give him bilagirwa. You're helping him to be happy, you're helping yourself to be happy, and then both of you can relate in a healthy manner. So every couple faces conflict at some point. But those couples with boundaries, basa falinga kitono nnyo. Teba conflicting nnyo nga bali abatazikulo. Bottom line, boundaries give you the freedom. Marriage doesn't mean restriction. As time was someone techitegeza nti ogenda mu restricting okufuka kyalina okubeera. No, that's bad. So boundaries zikuyamba okuwa eddembe okole ku byolina okukola osigale ng'oli individual nga ggwe. Okugobawo ekyomuntu okutta controls n'akuyingiramu nemugenda mu identity theft n'obeera obulamu bw'oli oba n'osooka n'okuttakaawo n'ozuukuka myaka 5 I want to be me, it is too late. So the spouse should have the freedom to pursue who they are. You must be free to pursue who you are, but you cannot do that until when you do boundaries. Otegera individuality yo, otegera individuality ye, kitegeeza nti enkolagana yammwe ebeera nnyangu nnyo. because it maintains that individuality in marriage and gives you the freedom. Ekigambo freedom as told you eddembe okukola byoyagala, eddembe okubeera kyoyagala, eddembe okube atandi kujjako bwenti oba owedde. Freedom fighter agagambako mukabutegeera, freedom fighter, eddembe balitwala. So manya okuba ensalosalo kikuyamba okuwa freedom okukola kyolina okukola, okubeera gwe kyoli nikyolina okubeera. Nooli muleme kugoba individuality okubanga one time egenda woggana ng'ate emyaka gitambudde ogamba I want to be me, it is too late, and then you start disharmony. They protect you from emotional abuse, yes, because emotional abuse tujja gyogerako mu maaso awo, it can happen nga totegeera kutegeera between you and your spouse nga buli omu abusing munne emotionally, temwakuba nsalosalo. And then lastly, boundaries zikuyamba to be responsible. Responsibility. Who is responsible for what? Who will pay bills? It clears ambiguity. Ogoba akavuyo wano mbongo. N'ogamba ani anaakola ki? Ani anasasula amasanyalaze? School fees abaana ani anasasula? Ani anakima abaana ku masomero? Ani ana we n'abanzaala gw'onaaba okola ki? All the things must be clear. To get out of ambiguity. Ambiguity nabagamba sitobanga otabuddwa wano tomanyi mazima. Waliwo paati y'obwongo gy'okosa mwe muva okutabuka n'obanga atabuse n'ogamba ekibiri yendiwa that can thing up. Boundaries zikakola. So we have physical boundaries in marriage and emotional boundaries. Physical boundaries and emotional boundaries. Zombie, they're the kind of boundaries every marriage should have. Nabagambye omutawandiika ekalamu n'obupapula ono muli ku philosophy. So some boundaries can be seen, some cannot be seen and can be felt. Some others can be communicated and discussed. Others come naturally without even any communication. You just feel them, but they're all boundaries. Kitegeeza ensalosalo bw'oziwulya ne bw'oba toyogedde tiwano ndabika nsusse wenenekamu. Tuli fena nabagamba bwentandika osomesa nothing else matters. Kati wano mba ntunyinze. So emotional boundaries in marriage just zibakonerako tukyalina yakadde akamala. Emotional boundaries in marriage. 1. Mulimu love, omukwano. Nabagambye twogera ku marriage love mu mukwano, twogera about pure, selfless, sincere love. Sibe ebya dating biri ebya emotional nkuwulira tuyingire. Here it is sincere. When you say I do in good times, in bad times, when you're sick or healthy, when you're poor or rich, you need to love your spouse in all conditions. I do. Whether they have gotten lame, whether they have gotten what, whether they go blind, you said I do. Mulaba chastity weyingirawo nti oba tokosa values ziri kino kiyinza okufugira ekizibu. So the boundaries here, much as you love your partner, is not to tolerate their bad behavior. Nabagamba wamugamba dabeto yakala. You don't tolerate that. However, you can love them sincerely, purely as your partners. But the boundary should be nti yadde nkwagala nnyo mwami, nkwagala nnyo mukyala, sijja kukkiriza muntu ajja wano ng'agwatamidde obudde bw'ekiro mu kubanga nasayininga yes I do. Someone can use that as a manipulation tactic. You say, did you say I do? Hey, now we are in. So the boundary should be, and always be, much as you should be with them in all situations, that behavior which doesn't bring purity, behavior that is irresponsible, you should not tolerate them. Communicate them as soon as you see it coming. Tolindanga sincerely. Tell them. Bwe munayiga okwebulira amazima n'okubeera ng'engalo ziri open like this, obulamu bugenda baddirira bannange. Nze obulamu Mariam bwe ndiime nze saagala bintu birimu. No. And it's a life I chose because I realized you cannot do anything in this world until when you're pure. Purity. Yes, purity is the most difficult thing. I don't know why man can't really understand that. So, emotional boundary is one. Even if you love somebody and they display irresponsible behaviors, please. Even when you say that you do, please attack the situation there and then. Honesty is second emotional boundary. Marriage is about trust and respect. Never tolerate disrespect, mistrust. Omuntu akola omuntu buwe butyo. Ayina gamba we are married. So komugamba excuse me, let's sit here. Let me listen to this. Never gamba it is in for a long haul. As talking is irresponsible behavior, dishonesty, I think going long haul, you're going to be in it for the next 30 years. So treat it like a business partnership. Everything must be clear on table. Or never. Juliana. Yes. So the third emotional boundary is faithfulness. Faithfulness, okubeera n'omwesimbu, is protects the marriage from third parties. External people. Marriage is between two people, two mature adults who come together to make a whole. But there are also external factors which can come in. Relatives, friends, in-laws, as well as second wives and second husbands. All that affects marriage. So if faithfulness is between two people and their third party is going to be, please, that's boundary to look at. We need to be faithful to each other. Diablambu kufu astabufa third party zezo awutujja kugenda mu maaso awo. How to deal with your co-wife. A topic. Njagibayira. How do you and lastly, self-control. Okay, controlling. Control of your emotions, reactions to situations leads to a healthy marriage. Kitegeeza boundary soka easy emotional control. Okubeera nga olina self-control mu bintu ebingi. Nabagambye obufumbo muntu kubeera controlled. Because remember you're dealing with relationship with someone and there are a lot of things you don't expect them to do. So weesugwa sitabubola. Mistrust, lack of faithfulness, self-control nebula. There's a lot of disharmony. So shall we talk about anger management in one of my podcasts? Anger management in marriage and in relationships. How you manage anger. Kubanga jukira munkolaganayo n'omuntu ono ojasanga ebintu ebitagenda kusanyusa. Ebigenda okukusika okuyomba okutukako waya tujja kukola show on anger management. How do you control your emotions without losing your head? Abakyala babusobola. N'abambi babatya. Omwami yangamba lomonti abeera ku golf club mpaka saawa mmeka? Saawa mukaaga okukiro. N'agamba creepinga wakanga omukyala yeebase. Yakowa omuvuma. N'agamba newenza yemu banvuma. Newenza banvuma kati nyingira yeebase. That's how bad the situation is. So anger management is a show we need to do. Awo omuntu akontrolinga ki obusungu bwe. Njabalaga the levels of controlling anger. Ate n'okuyiga okubeera abakyamufu bannanga omuntu okudde waka ng'omukazi anyiiza. Ali gulume. Akulwa. Ate nyiiza abakyala n'okubeera gulume mulina okumanya kikimu nti obulamu bw'omukazi alina kubanga ng'oli happy. Muchamufu. Ebizibu bya bingi, we have a lot of problems as women, but the foundation of a woman who is attractive, with virtue, with the achamula, is somebody with a positive mental attitude. Without that, no kulembeze ebizibu wano ku mutu wano. A home can be a den of lions. okutukako waya ebyo tujja byogera ku ssala kuva ku mulamu kutuka waya ettima jealousy abakazi baba baki jealousy yamuyindidde dda anyway it's natural but we need to control. I've tried. It's a training you go through. Training obwongo bwo okulaba omukazi akusinga obulungi n'osigala nga toli moved nogawa ekikazi kyalungiwa notakwata mwami ku mukono lwaki otunulayo otunulayo nga nkulabye okyusa ensingo nali ntambulako is it Freedom City omwana omukyala yali lubuto ayomba n'omwami omwana n'ayitawo ng'alina akabina omwami n'atuka bw'ati bambi oba yali tegena kuneerabira omukazi n'amukuba oluyi the lady shouted nga yabikoowakoowa dda noza ng'ayinza opportunity yawula bw'ati n'afuna kye bayita visual nutrition okuliisa ku maaso n'afuna visual nutrition olyapa abakazi balina okusoma bulungi. So we have to do a show on hunger management, but I guess steps on how to control your hunger. Banange nange ni bana limukambo. Yena ndi mukambo. Naye still I know when to exercise control in my hunger. So through the emotional boundaries, ziri nya to inner love. I do for better for worse, no matter how much, as long as you sense irresponsible behavior, please talk about it. Honesty, faithfulness, and self-control. Ezenya ze boundaries zoyina okutunulamu. Nti omuntu waba aluze control, obusungu ayaseeritwa akutukako waya, yakola abuse, physical abuse, and you're in a marriage, please don't sit. Because Jemula is even worse. Mariam, the ladies guide, in case it's your very first time, please like the page, follow the page, share it with your friends for more future engagements. To get value out of our content, we share every Friday of the week. And in case you're on YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel for more engaging videos. Because every video you check up on YouTube is for your emotional wellness. I've got thank you letters saga na kogera everywhere. Buli alaba nga Mariam wantasa, where have I been? I wake up your soul. And that's why I'm called the ladies guide. Abachala nga temtereze newulira. Lwaki nalonda abachala? Baba singo kyankana wano tuli mitima. Wano wataterezaawo. Oyinza n'okuba makeup nga tajwera ku mubiri. Skin neekala, emimwa negikala, ku emotion neziyita mmere. Subscribe to the channel, Mariam Nabuja, the ladies guide. Banange mu subscribing. Kubanga Facebook very soon we are transferring to YouTube. Mwinza okutadde mukunda bawo. Sauli anga yagala show zino, anyumirwa emisomo gino, YouTube twagibazimbira. And we are growing the channel every day. We are posting stuff which is useful for you. Ate titwagala sente, titubasaba yalina ekikumi banne byabwerere. Kati omuntu okuwa value nga yabwe. Content production, it takes like Biemba Gamba wanimanya nti research mukole the bank eliwerako. I've tested it, I've tried it, and I give it to you. Kano Rachel, njagala buli ali kuno, mugende ku the ladies guide, Mariam Nabuja, the YouTube channel, subscribe. Bomba temukyandaba wano, ndi ku YouTube. So wano, tubadde tubawa kanjogere mu Luganda kubanga n'abazungu bajja bitegeera. Oba nawulira nga njogera YouTube bajja waabwe. Baliza okunsala kwe bagamba unayogera biki? Ettima yajjula abantu. Tebalina myoyo gya Katonda. And we live in a world of abundance. You don't need everyone. You need the right people. In the right time. With the same vibrational harmony. You connect. It's better to have two connected people than having millions, which you are not even connected. So, YouTube channel mugende mugi, subscribing eko. Buli video yeteeka mugirabe era mu future wemba temunda bawa bangezewa YouTube ate mu bange tali wala. So, twogedde ku emotional boundaries. Ensalo ze tulina okuba nga tuli bafumbo. Okugezaako okulaba nti tetufuna kubagana. Twogera ku physical boundaries. Physical boundaries mu bufumbo muzibamutya ezirabwako. Physical kitegeeza kirabwako. wako emotional enewulira emotional physical kulaba. Just communication in marriage. You must have a heart-to-heart sharing of information. Haven't you been in a relationship with someone who nga tomuwulira nga muli bafumbo waliwo akabanga ako nga tomuwulira takuwulira bw'otakyogera kulogane nga sikuwulira nanga mune sikuwulira. The heart-to-heart akantu ako communication ntuyina wabayogera ebigambo bijjaku tokufiiringa that disconnect. Heart-to-heart communication must be taking place between two spouses. I mean, the parties involved. You must spend quality time. I will not stress that more. Nabagamba obudde womala n'omuntu emotional connection. Bwe mba sikulabako tetuwuliziganya emotion mba mukoze mutya muzikuddewo. It doesn't matter how much sexual intimacy you have. As long as there is no communication, there is no relationship. Full stop. And never think that your partner thinks what you're thinking. Yes, you're married, you are committed, but we are individuals. I'm not an angel, so maybe you're okay. So you had better communicate with much as you're a public figure, I don't want to hear my name too much. It will take me over, it will take me away from my private happy life. You've communicated, and I will do exactly that. So boundaries eziri mu communication omuntu muwuliziganye. Ask questions whenever you don't understand something. Wawulira nga tomulya mugamba wami si kyakuwulira okakaza nzibulya waliwo kitateredde ayuwa mpulira yogera. Don't keep it a secret because every day it's growing. It's growing. So communication is a physical boundary. Heart to heart, feeling must spend quite a time together to emotionalize the marriage, and then never think that your partner knows. They are human beings, they are not angels. So tell me exactly what you need. That communication heart to heart is a fulfilling and healthy love marriage relationship. And the physical boundary number 2, no physical abuse. Kubaluyi, hitting you, pushing you. Ebintu baby, don't tolerate such acts. Ngamuli mu long term. Onakuwa kubaluyi bwati ngomugamba ha. Tata wange omulaba tankubangako. Yansasulia school fees nakola ku ssomero nankyusa nappi naye tankubangako. What is this? Okay? Because let me tell you something about physical abuse. The moment somebody slaps you, the romantic experience has changed. Why? Partner utaddamu kulaba nga gobumulaba. Taddamu kulaba mu romance. Akulaba mu pain. Love is like a child. Once hurt, teyerabira kyamuhatinga. So oli wakuba ebikonde kitegeeza nti tokyamulabira mu romantic, no matter how much sexual intimacy you have. Kiri ekikonde kiri registered on the mind for flight. Kitegeeza the romantic part but same. I wish men knew this. Kibi nnyo okuba omukazi aregisteringa pain one kati wakulaba bwate ataka afuna flight. Is that love? And love has lost purity. Awonga mugenda mu definition indala, not love. So physical abuse, no. That's another boundary. Envy, jealousy. Remember, when you get married to someone, we grow at different rates, no matter whether we are individuals. I mean, in marriage, we are married people, but we grow at different rates. Omajja ku succeeding amangu, omulala abeere siro. Omulala ajja succeeding amangu, omulala abeere siro. It's not a rule that since you're married, you must be at the same pace of growth. No. Ate oyinza omusookayo, ate lwayiseewo n'akuyitirako ddala. So competition in a marriage, it should be a no-go area. Never compete with your spouse. It's a no-go zone. It sabotages the relationship. Jealousy of your spouse's growth, appearance, achievements. It causes insecurity. You are partners. You are love partners. You agreed to love yourselves for better or worse. So envy akantu ako envy mulwane nakyo, and it begins with mental attitude. Nabagambe obwongo obugambe nti nze I will not envy my partner, I shall just celebrate their achievements. And it's happening in many marriages. Someone buys a car, no inagula endala, onazimbe kizimbe, no inashiteka wali wala. You are on a war zone. That's not a marriage. That's a marriage. Do you want to be my enemy? Do you want anyone to be your enemy? Simple. Envy them. So envy is a devil workshop. Era mu classes zange nsomesa abakyala nti asitola bango otandise ofuuka envious. Nedda kambawe kino. Tuzaida kikamwenda. When you come into life, you come with two envelopes. You need to say what envelopes as Billy. One is written riches. The other one is written penalties. The riches you will possess when you take total possession of your mind. The envelope number one. Envelope number two, the penalties you will pay by not possessing your mind. And among those penalties is envy. About envy, jealousy, fear, worry, ill health, confusion. They didn't take possession of their minds. How do you take possession of your mind? Is knowing the truth. Why should I hate my partner because he's driving a very expensive car? Okay, I can't afford perhaps. And we are married. Is he the right person for me to compete with? Or to be jealous? So about jealousy, envy, it is a sign that that person never took possession of their mind. There's an envelope bizemba wadde. Envelope gye riches obugagga bw'ogenda ofuna ng'obuzesinza obwongo bwo okumanya amazima mwe muli free of worry and fear tetutya. Positive mental attitude obeera positive all the time. You must be healthy. Health obulamu bwo oba mulamu. A lot in that envelope. A lot in that envelope. So among that envelope, envy of a spouse is a sign nti tewakola personal development. Oli mabega nnyo. Mariam, she's a writer. My life calling. How does it matter with our relationship? It's impossible. Actually, it's supposed to be support, not envy. So people who are envious, kino mukikwate hatred. Alaba omukazi omulungi n'anyiga. Nalaba omuntu asaso n'anyiga manya okyali mabega. You are poor. Another penalty of life on you is because you are possessing a bongo okumanya mazima. Ojja kumala obudde ngocha. Ate oba n'adde n'omukwenyo ngamba abantu bangi bamala obudde mu jealousy. Bamala obudde mu jealousy, envy, fear, worry, n'okusinga okulowooza ebibatwala mu maaso. Ne bonoona obudde. Nada mu destroying vision y'omuntu omulala. Mu kifo okukola ebibatwala mu maaso. I wonder why we think that way in life. So if you want to possess the two envelopes, the riches you will possess by taking full possession of your mind, and the penalties you will pay by not possessing your mind. Among the penalties is envy. Kitegeeza obudde bukuweddeko, wapulangira bulamu bwo, ebintu bikolerera leeti, then otandika kunoona byabalala. Oh my. Let's possess our minds. So when you talk about marriage, envying your partner, it is a no-go zone. It's a no-go zone. We need to support them. Nina bagamba kutabuka ladies guide ekikamukyaba munzi. This word ladies guide, it wasn't my word. It wasn't my word. We think about titles of a book. Titles of a book. Then my partner said, why don't you call the ladies guide? It's a short word. And I was amazed. So if someone doesn't support you, and they envy you, and you're married, sit them down. Omugambe counselor yagambye there are two envelopes we possess in life. One is the riches we possess when you take full possession of our mind, and two, the penalties we pay by not full possession of our mind. And among them is envy, jealousy, fear of ukanga sitani. So I would say envy is a boundary you should never enter. Be open is the last boundary, physical boundary. Be open to your partner. Don't have separate friends. Tell them who are your opposite sex friends, but you know what is open like this. Hiding calls, hiding trips, even when you sabotage the relationship. Openness, I told you, marriage is a covenant. The two become one. Two halves have made a whole, which means anything which comes as a lie, separate, you sabotage the whole thing. You sabotage. You know what I am really doing a hell to myself. Sabotage. And learn to say no to certain things, even if they hurt your spouse. Because decisions are to color, these are fe. So learning to say no even when you hurt them. Temutia, I don't know why people fear. Temutia, as long as something is not building the relationship, it is destroying it, say no to it. That's the physical boundary. So Zengamba, when we run our relationships and our life on boundaries, and you know when to set them, whether you are in dating, whether you're in marriage, whether you're in professional life, and what I guarantee you is one thing, is a happy, healthy relationship. Why? Somebody is given a chance to be happy and they're free. You've given them a chance to be happy and free. None of us is taking advantage of another in that utilitarianism thing. As in Funamuchi, Bobo Filwa. It is a beautiful way of life where you live responsibly, freely, and then you enjoy purity in love. So as long as you are married and you understand that marriage is sacred and holy, it's a covenant between two people, and it should be kept in that kind of harmony. Then you need boundaries. Understand, what does my husband want? What doesn't he want? And you know the secret? The secret to emotional connection is doing what another person wants. Not doing what you want. It's doing what the other person wants. You will connect. That's why people say, oh, you aren't together. Olite yan't together. Ono tante together. Omwami wange tante together. Muchara wange tante together. Side dish tante together. Amutegeera kubanga you're communicating a boundaries and as together, and she's doing exactly what he wants. Don't give that a chance. So when you talk about selfless love, chastity as purity, self-control, control of one's emotion, incorruptible, integrity, trust is the foundation of a building block of a happy and healthy marriage. Not emotional, kukyamukirira ebyo tebizimba buwangazi mu nkolagana yammwe n'abaagala bammwe nga mugenda mu long term. Those are for short term. And they are conditional. Simanyi oba tutekedde bulungi. Mbeebaza okubeera nange up to this date. Mujjukire boundaries zibayamba mu bulamu, ogoba obukubagano, okuleeta essanyu mu bulamu bwo, okuleeta essanyu mu bulamu bw'omwagalwawo, okukula spiritually, n'okwagala oba okwagalibwa. You are able to receive love and give love in the right way. Only when you are around the boundary in your life. What don't you want? What do you want? Communicate it and never keep quiet. When you keep quiet, your lover is not an angel. It's just a man. She's just a woman. Okay? So what you get there, I know kutamanya. Mulekera okumeama. The sin of your mother now, I don't have. And everybody knows it. Whether here, I'll tell everything that it is. The moment I keep quiet, that is disaster. There is a much freedom. So learn to be open. Learn to be open. Don't a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship. In a healthy relationship, you need to be happy with yourself first before making your partner happy. Because when you're not happy first, you expect him or her to make you happy, and it won't happen. This is a human being just like anyone else. Once again, I'm called Mariam Nabuja, the Ladies Guide. In case it's your very first time to see me, please join the program every Friday of the week at 5 p.m. byammwe emotionally love emeba kyankalanya mugende mukole sente muzimbe ebizimbe mugende makanisa mu mizikiti musabe nga muli mu alignment than using emotional issues good happiness in life will be productive when the mind is clear of ambiguity, pain, confusion that is caused by emotional affairs. Walero tutunulidde how to build a healthy relationship with spouse, with marriage, and boundaries you need in marriage. Talk physical boundaries, you talk emotional boundaries, era nzibalaze ze mulina otambuliramu. Ate n'oteerabira nti when it comes to life, marriage is when two people who are individuals come to become a whole, which means they have their individual traits. Individuality getugezako okumaintaininga when we put in boundaries. Thank you, and once again, join us next week. Zinamo bajukiza those who want to come for the program. Okusoma, my numbers have been shared. WhatsApp me, tell me what you need out of the program. We shall give it to you. We are training counselors, we are training like coaches, we are training authors, and like I always say, shorten your learning curve. Don't make the mistakes we made. Let those who have made the mistakes tell you where to pass and where not to pass. So I'm doing the job now through these counselor master classes, which we hold every Wednesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday of the week. And I'm committed to service. Thank you so much. Next week, boundaries mazeko. Atayize genda ku YouTube channel Mariam Nabunja, that this guy will have boundaries when sense bamenyera. So we are beginning a new program, and I'm coming up with a new topic, basic on the Women's Month. Happy Women's Month, and don't forget, grow in the mind. A woman, hey, love si mulimu. Temufula love mulimu. Obufumbo si mulimu. That is natural. Love si mulimu. That is natural. Everybody needs to grow. Everybody needs to succeed. Everyone needs that envelope called riches you possess when you take full possession of your mind. And then doing that philosophy of achievement, students, and I'm seeing myself producing a lot of lectures, a lot of counselors, a lot of leaders, because I'm giving them the philosophy. The one I used, the one many people use, I'm now launching it out because I think I'm at that part of launching it out. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala ababadde omwenna, mbagaliza weekend mungi, mugende mubabire abaami bamwe. Obusungu mulekera okambala abakazi, obusungu bungi. Tujja kusoma management balage how to control yourself. Gato kutukako waya. Tojja kuba na mbalabe, tojja kusiuka mimwa, amaaso gajja kuba gali bright, tolaba eriso lyange lya white. Life is happy. Nozabanga mugambe Mariam ne Mariam onadala ine ebizibu. Ebizibu webiri naye because I chose a positive mental attitude. Mu Luganda nasalawo kunyumirwa birungi byokka, ebibi n'embigoba bwe bulamu, and life is a choice. I chose that. Kati go choosing ebizibu ennaku byogenda okusikana choosing assanyu. Mbagala nnyo, mweraba, tulabagane week ejja at 5 p.m. ate mugambe ku bannamwe. Bye bye.